gotta be careful on what you're saying and how you're saying it, and make sure that you're being very clear and that you are okay and you backing what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be having kind of a free conversation when the people who still sign your checks, just being real.
No, I
people who still sign your checks are Jewish people.
Right. I get it. I don't got nothing against Jewish people. I feel like they are with
I don't
us.
honestly think Nick Cannon has anything against Jewish people. I don't think that he was necessarily, I think that he was trying to convey some things, and I think that if nothing else, the thing that bothers me most, and I'll say this.
We're doing this.
Yeah, I guess
we're doing this.
So.
Yeah.
Fuck it. As me being like, I joke and say this, I think I'm the last black person on TV, but I might actually be the last black person on TV right now. I heard there's a Teen Mom Dad, don't know about it, but I heard he's out there. So keep fucking kids. I don't know. What I'm supposed
I
to say
don't
to
care. He don't count. I said it.
So, but for me, if nothing else,
It's
biggest
Teen Mom, and we're talking about a dad.
No, we're done with the Teen Mom.
It's
thing.
irrelevant.
We're back on Nick.
Okay.
The thing that bothers me, I think, the most is that, and if, granted, they probably know this, but Nick Cannon is one of our educators. Nick Cannon does an amazing job at using his voice. He has always been on the front line. And he is someone that I've actually joked about again and been like, shit, I'm surprised they didn't take Nick Cannon down before this.
Right.
Like, Nick Cannon is a very strong voice, but also he's a very educated voice. Mm-hmm. Nick Cannon does a lot of reading. He makes sure that if he's gonna speak on something, that he's somewhat educated on it.
Right.
So I think that the problem was, in a scenario like this is that, number one, for me at least, I heard it as him talking about history, not necessarily present. And I think it was like, well, we don't want to talk about the history either if the history ain't clean. Right. And that's the actual, just the way this not even the Jewish community, but this country is kind of operated in general, is like, the toughest part for everyone is talking about their history. Like I always joke, like, who really wants to go to the fucking kids and be like, well, grandpa was a racist. Right. No one. Mm-hmm. So you hide it, and you hide it, and you hide it some more, and it continues and it continues. So I don't think it bothered me that he was fired. It bothered me that he was fired from Viacom. I don't think Nick Cannon should have been let go from Viacom at all. I think that there should have been an open dialogue in a time that we're all trying to educate ourselves more. Mm-hmm. And I think on top of that, Nick Cannon's resume, not from the fucking television standpoint, but his resume should have been enough that they looked at it and said, you know what, this person has, if nothing else, been an amazing voice and representation of a community. He's employed, made sure so many black people have worked. He has broke so many comedians. People don't give Nick Cannon enough fucking credit. Nick Cannon been working since he was fucking 12, and Nick ain't stopped.
It's impossible almost.
And he's almost kids.
Him and Keenan are the only two motherfuckers who can argue like, nigga, I never stopped.
Especially if you're not in a town and you listen to us that long to keep growing and doing different stuff, 1 in a million.
Yeah, and to not be like corny too. Like we don't look at him as corny.
All right, now you go put me in. You go just put me in the corner like that. Nick, my nigga, but you go just throw me in the corner like that. Huh?
That's my guy.
He's not corny.
You just gave me body shots for no reason.
He's not corny. We wanted him to be corny back when Love Don't Cost a Thing, but he's not corny.
No, you know why Nick ain't corny? Nick ain't corny because Nick is him. Right. And that's what makes you not corny to me. As long as
we forgive the turban.
Right.
The turban.
We accept it.
Yeah, the turban can go.
So here's my issue with what's in there. Number one, you said Nick reads a lot of books. It's not about how many books you read. It's about the variety. So you need, in order to, like, even history, whatever we're talking about, it's contextual. So it's a very important part of
contextual.
A very important
It's
part
provocative.
Take home too.
Understanding history is understanding what's around it, right? So I don't think that anything that he said there had very much historical data. And it is particularly dangerous. And the reason why it's particularly dangerous is because when you start talking about what people have innately, when you start talking about, okay, I'm born, I'm a little bit better than you, then things like that, eugenics, in the past have been used to victimize Jewish people, but not just Jewish people, but black people as well, right? Because in order for these guys who established this country off the backs of slavery to justify that to themselves, they had to convince themselves that black people were naturally servile, naturally subhuman, ignorant, all of those things like that. And that we were actually closer to apes than we were people. So the moment that you start to say, 2 people born, one a little bit less, gigantic problem. Because detracting from somebody's humanity almost ensures their oppression.
Do you honestly believe they really convinced themselves that we were lesser than? Or do you think that was just like but everyone knew? Because
It's a fantastic question. I think
yeah.
absolutely both. I think that some of them knew that wasn't true and went along with it.
Yeah.
Some of them, though, listen, memo to black people. Some of these people don't like y'all.
Yeah.
They don't think you're attractive.
Yeah.
They don't think you're smart. They don't think you're capable. There's nothing you can do with them. Let it go.
100%.
So that means like sometimes when you see the real obvious, like concentrate on systems and not to people who think that because they're so fucking crazy at this point that our energy would be better put somewhere else. I'll say this about Nick. You know why you don't want Nick to get fired? Why I don't want Nick to get fired? Because we love Nick. Like there's a cultural love and understanding of what it took for him for that long to make it to the person he got to. And we know that there's a lot inside of Nick Cannon. A lot that he has left to give to the community, not the black community, but the community at large. Yeah. And to X him out of the game for a mistake is unfair.
It is.
Like what we know about those statements is that we cannot condone them.
Yes.
And we have to come out and say that is wrong.
100%.
100%. And it's not because we want to hold hands with no other. It's because we are people who believe in freedom, justice, and equality. In order to do that, you have to be critical of times in the past where that hasn't been a thing. And the Jews have definitely suffered with that. At the same time, we got to pull Nick close, whisper in his ear. But we got to do it with love. And anybody out there who's calling on you and telling you that you have to destroy somebody because they made a mistake, they don't fundamentally understand what we're trying to get done with our community.
100%.
Like when a black man falls, I got to be concrete, right? I got to be sometimes cold, sometimes resolute, and unmoving. But what I can't be is a bed of swords. So I can't just pierce him up and stick straight through his body to where he has nothing left to give, because we don't have enough Nick Cannons to fucking lose.
And that really is the problem, and I think it's more of a it's what's the fucking, why am I going blank? Because I'm probably high. But it is what I always, I said my uncle had it from the country, fucking blah blah syndrome, blue
short-term memory loss.
No, babe, you know.
Amnesia.
Goddamn island.
Narcolepsy.
No, but
chlamydia.
But I think for me,
yikes,
nigga, this nigga's wild.
Yikes.
I think, damn, now I'm just completely
Pink
lost.
eye.
This nigga's just talking. She want to get off this shit. She's like, I want
influenza. Yeah, because we look at us being woke again. Here we are.
No, we're not being woke. We're speaking. Yeah,
I listen. I just got to feed my fans. Like, I led the podcast with jacking off. Can I get just one little woke thing?
Go ahead, get your woke on.
What the fuck is wrong with me?
Stockholm syndrome.
Oh yeah, when you fall in love with your captain.
Who got Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah, a lot of black people within this country, and it's a thing that we really suffer from. And at times, you feel sad, you feel broken, because you talk to people and you realize, damn, you've been so abused within this country that you don't even realize it anymore. And you think that we're making excuses or this thing, and it's like, no, we're simply fighting for something that is what we deserve.
Not what we deserve, what we're guaranteed.
What we were guaranteed in this country, yeah, for sure. But it wasn't also directed at us either.
Well, now it is.
When it was,
so I'm saying is right now you're not asking for rights, you're asserting them. It's two different things. We got to also remember, right? So what you just talked about, the Stockholm syndrome, right, that we have with white America. You got to remember something now, is that like, for so long, we just talked about it a second, white America judged your value in America. They tell you how much you're valuable. They tell you if you're valuable. And what would you do to prove your value to somebody? If you truly believe that your value lied in another person's opinion of yourself, and anybody that's been in a relationship that's been taken advantage of or that's been abused or anything like that, what would you do to prove yourself to somebody that actually sets a price on you? Like, how far would you take that?
Obviously not my answer, but for that person, probably anything.
You'd do anything. You'd sell anybody out. You'd go anywhere. If you truly believe that another community, another group, another person sets your value in the world, like for people who truly believe that that person is Jesus Christ, and they really believe that, look at the lengths they'll go to make sure that they know that they're in good standing with God. And so what I'm saying is, for Black Americans, what we have to do is really divorce ourselves from the value standard that the dominant oppressive culture sets. And it's almost impossible to do without sound economics.
Yes,
like,
for sure.
you right now, you are in a place where everybody fucks with you, everybody loves you, and you too. Everyone is like people love to come to y'all. It's very important to be an entrepreneur like you are. It's like if we don't have those, we don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like if we don't get that, we don't do it. What your man is doing, what y'all doing with the production company and all of that stuff like that, we have to have a point to where if somebody messes up, that it's not all on the line. Every sentence you say,
of course, and that takes years and time and dedication,
and
it takes
and
strategy,
dedication. Yep,
and it takes togetherness, and that's something that we've never had in this country.
We getting close.
Well, I'm excited. I'm encouraged.
We getting close.
I think that obviously in the DNA and
you need to light your joint up.
The history of this country.
You're funny when you're.
In the DNA of this country, like,
did I do it right?
Obviously, they tried to separate us from the beginning to make sure we didn't speak the same languages. So the togetherness has never been there within this country. We were broken apart. So it's hard for Black people to get on the same page. We also know that was what I was going to fucking go over earlier when I was high as shit. Right. That it's sad as it is. If you live within Black culture, if you live within Black Twitter, Black Instagram, whatever. For whatever reason, we do tear each other down. Motherfuckers are quick. Nigga make a mistake, nigga, because we've had to make everything jokes our whole time.
Yes, say it. Nigga make a mistake, canceled.
Say it. Because you know
canceled.
Why? Also, because so many of the niggas want that spot because there's not enough. Niggas ain't get enough spot for each other. So they like, all right, nigga, you made a mistake, cancel so I can get there. You like, do you crash with barrel ass niggas? Number one, that's not.
By the way, just want you guys to pause on that real quick. That is absolutely true. All these people supporting these things. I support you. I love you. I love you. I love you. When they X you out as the host, they go right to WME, ICM, UTA. Hey, man, they need somebody. Yep. So that is for sure a thing. And that's 100%. The nature of the competitiveness of the city, man.
You think they ain't hit up DC Young Fly already? You think they ain't said to him, hey, man, we need you to host Wildin' Out, man. We still own it.
Right.
You think they ain't hit him up already?
I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure they ain't probably hit him up.
Absolutely. He's with my agency. They did.
They didn't hit you up?
What'd you say? No, I'm joking. No, they ain't hit me up. They ain't hit me up. They don't really fuck with me.
I'll be honest with you.
No, I'm joking.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I had a conversation about that.
About to not fuck with me?
There was somebody that was sure that you would be the next host of Wildin' Out. It was just like,
what the fuck?
Listen.
You want that job?
No. This was like Thursday or Friday, right? I'm just talking to someone, and they're like, Nick's going off Wildin' Out, whatever. And they're like, this is a person that's in the industry, like a, agent type. Hilarious. And they go, you know who would make sense? Who's just like I swear, dog. You know who would make sense? Who's just like a star?
The only Black guy on.
And they were like,
MTV.
Yeah, from the guy from Ridiculousness.
First of all, whoever called me a star, thank
you.
The
guy.
Right. But listen.
Yeah, but then they call me the guy from Ridiculous. Let's take a step back. He's a star.
But look, I'm telling you.
I don't know his name.
That was true.
The guy.
So
what
like,
the fuck?
What he said was,
I work here?
He said, I'm sorry. He said, my kids love that show. Blah 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 blah. I see him all the time. I watch it. It's funny. And I was like, he'll never do it.
I would never do it. I will say that right now. I would happily say that on this show right now. I would never do it.
I said, hey, yeah, give it up. Give it up.
No, I would never. That's Nick's show.
Yeah, I said he would
I'm
never
hoping that Viacom works with Nick to get him this show or to figure something out.
Right.
I think he should be reinstated. That's my opinion. I also understand their stance. I also understand that what he said was not okay.
Yeah.
I just hope that his resume and them
He's
coming
just done
to
so much.
Yeah, he's done so much, and him apologizing, even if you felt like it wasn't as timely as you wanted it to be, he did still come forward to apologize. I just don't know if they reinstate him if he would take it.
Right.
That would be the question. So now I think it's a matter of if Nick gets the show or Nick doesn't. I don't know. It's not my business. It's Nick's and Viacom's business. I just hope that Nick can come out happy.
Yep. That he gets, everything that he deserves.
I didn't say anything.
No.
He agrees.
I have not been this fucked up in all of quarantine.
All of 2 days.
I can
Nigga, I
tell
have a problem.
you even look high.
Damn high.
You don't look high, bro.
He looks high.
Don't let her
Good?
do that. Look great.
Appreciate you.
It's kind of sexy.
How could hot, I'm like, this is, it's good. But
I'm
just saying though, it's just,
your hand.
nah.
Can you feel it? Can you feel your
Face
face?
in his hand.
No, I'm
It was
saying
like-
it's because I've been
you
on
feel
quarantine.
your face?
This I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Not an example. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because since I've been on quarantine,
quarantine.
I've been trying to maintain my lung function.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of afraid to smoke because they said,
Oh.
if you smoke.
But they said weed helps.
When did they say that?
I think around the same time. you
Who?
about to say
First
what
of
they
all,
said.
who is they? Who is they?
Talk
Maybe we
about
need
it,
to figure out
Them niggas
who
that
is
write them
they.
articles, man.
Who is the niggas writing the articles?
I don't
Like,
think it's
Man,
niggas
you worked
that
at a
are
place where
writing
niggas wrote articles.
the
They can't
articles.
trust everything.
Fools.
I'm
That's-
joking.
You're
But
right.
I'm serious.
All right, you're right.
So niggas
I
write
know how to-
articles.
Yeah, but no, I'm you. The CDC
Are they?
and Dr.
Are we?
The CDC and Dr. Fauci and all of those people. You listen to them and
They don't even let Fauci talk no more,
That's
fam.
true,
They
they
leave that
don't.
nigga in the back.
Right.
They ain't even let him. They told them they ain't gonna let the nigga at the CDC even speak about going back to school.
So Fauci's the nigga from the lunatics then.
For sure.
Kinda.
Because I don't know if
They don't let
Slowdown
him
was
rap.
really talented. Fauci is talented. They not letting him out.
Right. I got
They
you.
not let him do his thing. Niggas a star. Joe Biden want to keep Fauci.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Let's get off this shit. Because Dre's not fucking with us. Let's go
You
into
see-
Megan Stallion.
You see my face? I'm
I
like,
did not see. I
I
felt
you
your
can
fucking
feel that
aura,
shit.
nigga.
I
It was
was
brown.
burning you up right now.
Let's go.
like,
My bad. You're right.
Really?
We gonna edit all this shit out, Dre. We got you.
Delete all that shit.